like I'll take someone else's drink and it's embarrassing. So I'll do this under the table. Make 2 okay signs. Bread is on my left-hand side. Drink is on my right-hand side, okay? That's encoding. Doesn't have to be complicated. All right, so we're not gonna spend a ton of time on this because there's a lot here, but in the deconstruction section of the 4-Hour Chef, I talk about the questions that I ask of experts, right? It's not that hard to find experts. It just needs to be someone who's a lot better than you are. I like to look for, let's take sports as an example, a silver or gold medalist from 1 or 2 Olympics ago. And then you can just search in Google. You could search like bobsled Olympian, my city. And you'll be amazed what pops up. And those people are not in the current limelight. You don't want to go after people who are in the limelight now because they'll be too hard to contact. And then you ask some questions. So these are questions that I actually asked Scott Jurek. Scott Jurek won the Western States 100-mile race 7 times in a row. He's amazing. He's also built like a spider. He's perfectly built for ultra-endurance running. Great guy, vegan also. I mean, he's amazing. But so some of the questions I asked him were, who's good at ultra running despite being poorly built for it? Who's good at this who shouldn't be? Right? And I just want to point out how I'm breaking things down here. Who are the most controversial runners or trainers? Why? What do you think of them? What makes you different? Who trained you or influenced you? Can others replicate your results? What are the biggest mistakes and myths you see in training? Favorite instructional books or resources? And then the last one, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but like if you were to train me for 4 weeks for running a marathon, right? And you had $1 million on the line, what would you do? Exactly, right? And this is how you start to find these non-obvious solutions. You start to pick out someone like, I think it's David Goggins, I might be getting that wrong. He's like 230 pounds and runs 100-mile races. Something like that. Like, how does that happen, you know? How does, Daniel Tammet in the UK learn Icelandic in 7 days well enough to go on TV and be interviewed? How does that happen? So here are a few others. These are the questions that I initially sent to Rick Torbett, who will be here tomorrow, I guess. For basketball, what are the biggest mistakes novices make when shooting or practicing shooting? Biggest misuses of time. Even at the pro level, what are the most common mistakes? Right? Key principles, what does your progression of exercises look like? Sequencing, right? Okay, so moving on. Those are the questions. We'll come back to them. You will see me use them today, and you will see me use them tomorrow. All right? And what I want to provide you is a toolkit so that you are self-reliant and can emulate and behave like the world's fastest learners, whether it's applied to business, body, anything, okay? It's a bold goal, but the last thing I want, and like, thank God none of my friends would ever say this because they'd ridicule me, but every once in a while you'll see in some media like guru, productivity, blah, blah, blah. I hate that word, guru, because it implies that people rely on me for answers. I don't want that. All right? I want to produce independent, I want to make myself obsolete for all of you as quickly as possible. That's my goal.